LPBW's Zach and Tori Roloff dished on whether they'd return to reality TV. Zach and Tori Roloff aren't holding back their true feelings since walking away from reality TV. The couple, who only recently parted ways with Little People, Big World, spoke candidly about their decision to say farewell to the series while appearing on a recent episode of fellow TLC alum Jinger Duggar and her husband Jeremy Bullough's podcast. Sign up for Parade's daily newsletter to get the latest pop culture news and celebrity interviews delivered right to your inbox. While speaking with the Counting on Alone, the duo, who have been married since July 2015 and share 3 kids, Jackson, Lila, and Jose, admitted that their step back from the small screen has been nothing less than bittersweet. "I don't know if we necessarily missed the show," Tori, 33, shared during the February 5 episode of the Jinger and Jeremy pod, noting that with the couple's transfer to social media, they can now share their lives on our terms, which is a gift, honestly. "We can kind of control the narrative of what is shown, especially with our kids being involved," she explained. "We can choose what we share with them. I think in the new age with YouTube, it is hard now to go back to a reality TV model," Zach, 34, shared later on, even admitting he was embarrassed about certain things he said on the show as a child, suggesting he was doing everything in his power to keep his kids from having the same regrets. "'Cause you can control your own media now and get just as many views. But there is one thing about filming the show that can't be replaced," which has stirred up some rather mixed feelings in Zach, who debuted on the show alongside his parents and siblings when it first premiered on TLC in March 2006. And that's the connections that they made. "It's tough too. There's these certain days where I'm like, oh man, maybe we could do it. But then instantly you remember some things that did annoy you at the time, whether valid or not, or you didn't like it," Zach revealed on Wednesday. "You have to remind yourself sometimes, why did we step away? And then there could be days when you wake up and have too much coffee and you're like, we could do this again." That said, they certainly don't miss having to film confessionals or discuss conflicts on the show, especially since they are both private people. "I have a hard time when I say something and then have to repeat it, because all of a sudden it brings on a new meaning," Zach said. "When I say it's actually not a big deal, but now I feel like it is becoming a big deal." Tori agreed, sharing how frustrating it was to revisit issues that had already been resolved. "Whenever there was a conflict, and then 6 months later, you're over the conflict, whatever happened has been resolved, we've moved on. 6 months later," she recalled, "you're still talking about this conflict. That was always really frustrating. We are not public arguers even by nature. If we have a conflict in public or while with friends, we do a look and we'll talk about it later. It's never in the presence of other people," she added. "It's always handled very privately. When it turned to like, you guys gotta argue about this, Zach and I are not actors. We looked at each other and it was like, this is awkward." Not saying that their opinions on the matter can't change, but given this conversation, it doesn't look like either Zach or Tori are in a rush to resume a career in reality television.